Hey everyone, it's Melanie here with Stamp with Melanie. Sorry for being a little late. I'm having some technical issues. Hold on a minute, close your eyes. I gotta wiggle this phone. Okay, we're gonna close that. Get out of that. Okay, sorry again. Uh-oh. Oh, good grief. Hold on a minute. I must have hit something. Okay. All right, thankfully, it doesn't look like anybody has suffered through this chaos so far, so hopefully, if you do watch it at a later time, you fast forward through that nonsense. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining. I'm Melanie with Stamp with Melanie. This is my first time back doing a live in several months. And I'm really happy to be here, but I'm a little discombobulated because I've been doing my lives on Facebook and I'm moving them over to YouTube because of all the constant changes on Facebook. So we're going to give it a go. I have a fun card for you to make. And then I'm going to post a tutorial here on YouTube for you. But for now, I wanted to let you know that Stampin' Up! Announced today to demonstrators that effective with the new catalog in May, the price of cardstock is increasing substantially. So if you are in need of any cardstock and need to replenish any of your supplies, be sure to hit the shopping link that I have on my YouTube channel and get your order placed before it sells out, because I have a feeling it won't be restocked until the new price increase goes into effect. Okay? All right, let's just see. All right, I do not see where to monitor the live and watch for comments right now, so I will go back and look for comments later. If you're watching, I hope that you will leave a comment and say hi. The card we're going to make today uses the One More Year stamp set, which is a really fun birthday set that I love. Here's the card that we're going to make. It's like a 2-flap card, maybe even a 3-flap card. And so this is the front. And then you can open it up, and there's more on the inside. So I'm going to give you all the measurements and everything. I don't have my tutorial finished up yet, but when I do, I will post it so that you can print it off and have it for yourself so you can make it too. And I wanted to show you another card I made with this same layout, this birthday butterfly card. How cute, right? So there's a lot you can do with it and a lot of possibilities. But we will go ahead and get started. So first off, I have a sheet of, I use Blackberry Bliss, and I cut it 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2. And then I have 2 pieces of Blackberry Bliss. One is cut to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And one is cut to 3 1/2 by 3. Now I need to score these. So let me score. This is the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece. And I'm going to score it along this long side at 3 1/4. So, and then on my shorter piece, my 3 1/2 by 3 inch piece, I'm going to score on my long side at 3 inches. So right there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut a couple pieces of designer series paper, and I used the beautiful Bokeh paper for this card. I think I'm going to try making it again with some of the other color combinations. I think it would be really pretty. But anyhow, that's the paper I used. And I'm going to cut my designer series paper to, this one I'm going to cut to, let me see where my measurement is. Sorry, lost my place. Okay, to 3 by 3. And so this is already 3. So by 3. And then 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Then I'm going to cut another piece of this same paper, except we're going to use the back side. And I'm going to cut it to 4 1/4. I'm sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to, this has a lot of petal pink in it, besides the fresh freesia. So I'm going to select mostly the fresh freesia and eliminate the petal pink this time. So we'll go to 4 by 5 1/4. And then the other piece of cardstock that I needed for this is another piece of Blackberry Bliss. And this time I've already embossed it with the Soft Waves embossing folder. And this was cut to 3 by 3. Then I have a circle that I die cut with the Spotlight on Nature dies. And then a couple of other pieces of basic white. Okay, so let's get this card put together. So first thing I'm going to do, set all my pieces aside for now. I'm going to take the cake stamp from the One More Year stamp set. I'm going to ink it up with Memento. Whoops, didn't like that. All right, we're just going to turn that over and stamp the other side. So we don't have that halo. All right, there we go. Okay, and we're going to color the cake with Stampin' Blends. I'm going to use the light pecan pie for the cake itself. Oops. Well, now I'm going to use it for the platter instead. Never mind. We'll change the color of our cake. All right, now we'll make our cake crumb cake. Let me see. Of course, you could color the cake any colors you want, but I decided to make this one like a white cake with fresh freesia accents on it. So I'm going to use the light fresh freesia on the top. We're not doing anything fancy here, just color it in. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the dark fresh freesia and go over the top of the cake again. And also color the layer. There. Okay. Now I'm going to grab the light Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to color my candles, the flames on the candles. And then to give them a little extra glow, I'm going to grab my light lemon lolly and just go around the outsides of them. Because this many candles on your cake is going to create a nice glow. Okay, there we go. I'm going to set that aside for a minute. This is the piece that we're going to put on the inside of the bottom flap. So I'm going to stamp my happy birthday and then the fireworks. So I'm going to grab my happy birthday stamp. Now, the one I'm using has 2 lines on the stamp. It says happy birthday, now back to me. We're only going to stamp the top line, the happy birthday. And here's how I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to grab my mint tape. Just put that right over that bottom line. Okay, grab the Blackberry Bliss. Ink that up. Now I'm going to remove my mint tape. And you'll see that bottom stamp is still clear. So I'm going to stamp my happy birthday in the middle. And then we'll grab the little rosettes or fireworks or whatever they are. Okay, and then the only other stamping we have is for the big white piece that will go on the inside of the card. So we'll stamp that as well. And then all the stamping will be done. The stamp on the inside says, at least you're not as old as you'll be next year. So we'll stamp that. Okay, and then I'm just going to add some rosettes or fireworks along the side. And I'm going to turn it a little so they don't all end up in the same position. Turn my stamp. All right. So that's all the stamping that we have. And then we can put this card together. I like to clean my stamps right away because that Blackberry Bliss, I don't want it to get in there and stain them. Okay, so here's our stamped pieces. And then here's our card. And we can go put it together. We're going to put this piece on the outside. But before we do that, we're going to go back to those pieces that we scored. We're going to play with those first. So the one that I scored with the embossing folder, I'm going to put that right on top of the larger of the two scored pieces, and it'll center right on there. So let's fold this back first. And then we can adhere this. And then on the inside of that is the larger piece of the Designer Series paper in the bokeh pattern. So we'll put that on the inside. Okay. And then on our bottom piece, which is a little bit smaller, we're going to use the other bokeh piece on the outside. We'll put that right there. And then on the other side of that is where we're going to put our happy birthday. And we're going to put that on the inside. I think it's easier to put these flaps together before attaching them to the card. But it doesn't matter. You could do it either way. Okay. And you know what I just did? I put it on upside down. Let's switch that. I always say the best thing about Stamp and Seal is for the first few minutes after you use it, you can remove your piece and change it in case it's off center or misaligned or upside down. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Seal Plus and I'm going to put Seal Plus on both of these flaps. And then this is the piece that's going to go on our card base like that. So this one needs to be closer to the top. And I'm going to put it on right at the score line. And fold it over. Then this one will go down further on the page. And same thing, I'm going to put it right, whoop, not down that far. Okay. I want them to overlap, and I want to put it right at the score line. And I'm going to get this extra piece of adhesive off there. If you still have one of these things hanging around, they're great for removing adhesive that lands where you don't want it. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's our card, and let's go ahead and put this panel on the base. Okay. All right, I think we've got it. So now what we want to do is grab dimensionals and add our cake. If you weren't here earlier, I flipped it over because I got a little halo on the circle and I didn't want it there. Okay. So we can put this here. And then we'll put this piece on the inside. Okay, and last but not least, I have these purple gems left over from Celebration. If you don't have these, you can use whatever you have in your stash. And let's see, I think I used this one. I'm going to add these to my card. And then I'm going to add a couple down here too. One more. All right, so here's our card, how it ended up. The two flaps will open. And then on the inside, you can write whatever kind of note you need. Okay? All right. So like I said, I will post the full tutorial to my YouTube page with this video. Probably in about 20 minutes or so, I'll have it done. And I'll also include a link to where you can find the cardstock in the annual catalog or in my online store rather, because you will want to take a look and stock up on anything you need before that price increase goes into effect at the beginning of May. Thank you so much for watching this evening. I do see there are some comments that came through, so I'll go back and look for any questions and I'll respond to those after. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye. Have a good evening.